Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Just Fish Outdoors. Hey, I've got a really great guy on the phone with me. He's operator of Texoma striper fishing, Sparky's Guide Service, and boy, do they just do a wonderful job. Eddie, come on in here and let's introduce you and talk about this great fishing service you offer down on Texoma.
Good morning, Dale. We have a Sparky's Guide Service down here on Lake Texoma. We operate 5 boats, have five guides that work for us. Still doing trips priced at what Dad was running them when Sparky, the true Sparky, was fishing at $125 a person.
That's an awesome price, and I've got to say, folks, I have fished with these folks, and let me guarantee you, they are Just Fish Outdoors approved. They have some equipment that is just out of this world. Tell us a little bit about these huge boats that you guys run down on Texoma.
They're striper special boats. All aluminum boats. Our biggest 36 foot. We just sent a group of 10 out, the whole family of 10 people in one boat for the day. All of them have their own seating, and there was room to spare.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, you guys can even accommodate like wheelchair people because of the room on these boats, right?
Our seats are movable. We can set them anywhere or take them plumb out of the boat, and we can accommodate any wheelchair, just about anybody.
Yeah. Well, let's talk a little bit about your service. Now, you guys are located in Meade, Oklahoma.
Meade, Oklahoma, Willow Springs Marina.
And that's just right down the road from you guys, so that's pretty convenient. And they've got their own dock, the whole 9 yards, so you can go and stay at Willow Springs, and that's where you can pick them up on that dock. You've got your own dock, or is that a Willow Springs dock?
It is a Willow Springs dock. We occupy just our own service here for now. I think we're going to have some changes come, and the marina here has really blossomed. We had new owners take it over in 2015 after the flood, and they have just done a tremendous job upgrading the docks, replacing the housing, remodeling, moving new housing in for big groups that all can stay in one place.
That's awesome. Yeah, and I know they're just a stone's throw away from your headquarters there.
And it's walking distance to our dock, all their cabins.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, let's talk about a typical guide day. Like, when do you normally start? How many hours is the guide trip, and the amenities that you offer? I think you guys also clean the fish, right?
Our typical day, we're going to start at daylight, first light. Our guides will be out on the water early, catching bait. That way we have fresh bait in the morning before we go out. They will meet the customers on the dock at daybreak. Trips usually run 4 to 6 hours, depending on how the fish bite. If it takes longer, these guys will stay with you until we can get our fish, or you holler calf rope.
Yeah. Folks, I really want to impress upon you that if you're looking to come to Texoma or striper fishing, you really need to call these folks. It's at Sparky's Guide Service, Meade, Oklahoma. Phone number is 580-916-2122. I'll put it up on the screen so you folks can jot it down and give these folks a call. One of the great things about the service that they offer, and Eddie just alluded to it a little earlier, that you can take the whole family, and let me tell you, folks, there's nothing more exciting And to watch your kids, if they're interested in fishing at all, is to get into a school of these stripers, and it's absolutely pandemonium around that boat. I mean, you got rods going down all over the place. You got fish slinging everywhere, and it's chaos, isn't it, Eddie?
It can be very chaotic in the boat at times. Sure can.
And to see the look on your kid's face, these fish fight. Oh my gosh, they're great fighters. And to see the look on your kid's face as they're trying to reel one of these things in. You know, one of the items I highly recommend when you book a trip with these folks is to make sure you bring your video camera. Or your phone or whatever you're doing, because you're going to make some memories that's going to last you a lifetime, and you're going to make new friends. I mean, these folks, I guarantee you, Eddie, am I correct in saying that most of your clientele are repeat customers?
A lot of them, yeah. A lot of them go back to where Dad started the business 30 years ago.
Wow. Isn't that, that's how you take care of people right there. That tells a lot about the quality of service you offer, and the equipment that you use. It's just amazing. And tell us about the typical fishing right now. What are the fish doing? And are you guys just starting to transition over to shad, or what's going on?
The shad bite kind of has been just starting about the last 3 or 4 days. They've really started hitting the bait good. Like guys went out yesterday and had a good table of fish, and all of them were caught on live bait. These stripers are kind of staging up. They're fixing to make that spawn run, so they're kind of staging out in front of the river systems. We have 2 rivers that run in here at Lake Texoma, the Ouachita River and the Red River. And both arms are pretty much loaded with stripers right now.
Wow, that's awesome. And it's that time of year. They'll run up the river and make their spawn, and then they'll stay up there, Eddie, a couple of weeks, something like that, before they start filtering back down?
That's correct.
And then they'll come back down in the lake, and as the water temperatures increase and the time of year gets a little later towards summer, they'll move down toward the dam, and boy, they'll be so hungry that they'll gnaw the end off of your lower unit if you're not careful. And boy, you can just sack them up at that particular time.
That's a real, another 4 weeks from now, that's probably when that should start taking place, and the fish should get crazy.
Yeah, that's when it really, really gets crazy. That's for sure. Now, isn't there also a kind of a topwater time, like in June-ish, something like that, July, where you can catch those fish on topwaters early in the morning?
We get out there before daylight and start throwing kind of blind casting along the banks on a rocky shoreline, kind of wind blown. Bait, kind of that bait blown up there. Them old big stripers will be just lurking right there waiting for an easy meal. And a lot of times you can hook up some nice fish on topwater.
Yeah, topwater fishing, if you're kind of into that, boy, it can really be exciting that time of year, especially just about daylight when it's pink in the east, and you get one of those fish, one of those big old stripers that hit a topwater. He'll scare you to death. It sounds like a 53 DeSoto just went in the water when they hit one of them topwaters. It's really, really fun. And the striper fishing just continues to get good all summer long, does it not?
Yes, it does. I mean, we'll be chasing them big fish and box fish. They'll all go kind of towards the dam after they come out of the spawning season, and they'll just stack up down there and kind of running those river channels and the flats early and late. And once you get them going, it can be a madhouse in the boat.
Yeah, it can really go crazy and get busy in a heartbeat down there doing that. Because one of the things that happens, the more people you have in these big boats, means the more rods you can put down with shad on them. So what happens is, you get 8 or 10 people in a boat and put shad down. So you basically got a school of shad down there, and it excites those fish when they start feeding, and boy, they just go into a feeding frenzy.
Yes, they do.
It is amazing how many fish you can put in the boat in a short amount of time. And just like I said, it's a perfect place for young parents or single parents or whatever, to take your kids, take your grandkids. There's just not anything like that around this part of the area that can really, really put a smile on a kid's face, like striper fishing with you folks. I mean, it's awesome. It's an awesome deal. And your boats are so safe the way they're built. They got high gunnels, and it's just almost impossible for a smaller kid to fall out of one of them things.
Yes, so the sides they're special built for Lake Texoma on this big water. They're 3-foot sides on them, where the small kid they have to tippy toe to see over the side. And they'll still fight most of the fish for you.
Yeah. But that's one of the things, though, because of those tall gunnels. Man, it's just really, really safe for kids. And it's amazing that you can hold those prices, especially now that gasoline's $4 a gallon. But it's if I remember right, the price is $125 per person. Is that correct?
That is correct, and that's for 3 or more. If you have 1 or 2, we do have a $3.50 minimum right now. If gas prices don't break, I mean, we're going to have to go up. But for right now, we're going to try to fight through this gas price situation.
Oh boy! I tell you what, you guys have 300 horse outboards, 300 horse Suzukis on most of these boats, and wow, of course they're pretty fuel efficient. The 4 cycles are much more fuel efficient than what the 2 cycles were, but that's still, they still burn a lot of gas in the course of a day's time, especially if you have to go looking for these fish. So and I also know that you run the best of the best of the sonar electronics on you guys' boats. You guys all run Lowrance sonars, correct?
Yes, we do. The HDS 12-inch sonars on all of our boats.
Yeah, so you guys got all the great equipment to not only find the fish, but to stay on these fish. And that's just, like I said, you guys got the best equipment. And in my humble opinion, you're the best guide service on the lake, and I've fished with you guys, so I know what I'm talking about a little bit. Once again, folks, we're talking to Eddie Sparks, and he's operator, owner of Texoma Striper Fishing, Sparky's Guide Service, located down in Meade, Oklahoma. And give him a call. I guarantee you, this is a trip that if you book a trip with him, you'll have the time of your life, and you won't forget it. His phone number is 580-916-2122. So how you have any openings coming up in the next 2 or 3 weeks, or are you pretty full? What's going on with your bookings, Eddie?
Yeah, our weekdays are pretty much, we can usually get you in on a weekday. Weekends, it's just kind of scattered here. We do have weekends that are full, but usually if we get the call, we can usually try to figure something out to get somebody fishing.
Yeah, they got a lot of equipment. Like he said, they got 5 boats, and they know what they're doing. Great guides, and it's just a Cadillac service, folks. If you're going to go fish Texoma, you need to call these people because they know what's going on. And if you're thinking about booking a trip, you need to get on the horn with them because as the weather breaks and gets warmer and warmer, these folks are going to fill up fast in their bookings. So you need to give them a call and get that trip booked because you will have the time of your life. It's awesome, and these stripers are excellent eating fish. I'm sure you have some recipes, Eddie, that you could share with the folks when they come down and get their fish.
Striper on a half shell is real good. It's grilled striper. We'll take it, we'll flay it out, leave the scaly side still on it, and coat that with some butter, mayonnaise, garlic, and some Cajun seasoning. Make a paste and put that over the top of it, and it is excellent eating.
Oh man, you're making me hungry.
Also, when I fry fish striper, you want to get all the red meat off of it. You do not want to leave any red on it.
Yeah.
Get all of that off. You will, what I do is I put mustard on it, then coat it in a Louisiana fish fry batter and deep fry that, and makes a real good meal.
That's an interesting recipe. I've done several of them myself. Striper is the meat on the striper is real large and flaky, because they are originally a saltwater fish, and you can do a lot of different recipes. But I've never tried to coat them in mustard. I haven't done that one yet. That sounds interesting. I'll have to try that one because I bet it's really, really good. All righty, folks. Once again, we're talking to Eddie Sparks, Sparky's Guide Service, down on Texoma. And let me tell you, folks, they're 5-star. You need to call these folks. And it is a family-run, family-owned operation. And they really, really take care of their folks that book with them. And once again, it's kid-friendly. I mean, they have the equipment that's really, really safe to bring kids on board. They also cater to handicapped personnel. They're wheelchair accessible on their boats. They have such large decks on them that it's not a problem, and it's safe. So once again, give these folks a call. Eddie, I want to thank you for taking the time out of your busy day to be on the show today. I hope we've helped some folks make up their mind on that may be coming to Texoma or thinking about taking a fishing trip to book with you guys. And, folks, I want to emphasize you need to call them pretty quick because they will fill up. Any last words or things you want to tell the folks, Eddie, before we get out of here?
Let's go fishing.
You're giving me the itch, I'll tell you that.
I'm gonna do some crappie trips here and there. I've got everything set up on a crappie boat and start doing that kind of in my spare time.
Yeah, what spare time?
Yeah, what spare time?
Well, that's good news. Keep me advised on how that's going, and I'm sure you're getting close, probably down there, to having these fish on beds pretty quick or having them nesting. So
it was water temp 58 degrees this morning right here in the marina.
Wow,
they got to be thinking about it. So.
Yeah. Them old males start turning darker and darker, and in the back end of some of those little pockets, especially on the north end of the lake, northeast end of the lake, or northwest end, they'll be thinking about it for sure. That's for sure. So let us know how that's progressing, and we'll throw a shout out on that one as well. Now, folks, once again, that's Sparky's Guide Service. We've been talking to Eddie here, and he's located in Meade, Oklahoma, and that phone number is 580-916-2122. And folks, let me tell you, they're 5-star. They're family friendly. They welcome kids. They welcome handicapped or otherwise physically challenged individuals. Their boat is just awesome. They're 32 foot, Eddie?
We have one that's 36 foot, and
wow.
3 of them are 32 foot.
So they have big boats, big outboards, a lot of room on their decks of their boats. They're configurable, how they put the seats. So they can accommodate most any kind of situation that you have. And like I said, they're really, really family friendly. These are good folks. You need to give them a call and go fishing with them. You will not regret it. All righty, Eddie. Like I said, man, thank you for your time. Appreciate it. We'll see. Hopefully, we can send some folks your way. I hope to get down sometime in the near future and fish with you folks again. I always have a great time when I come down. Great folks. So thanks for jumping on here today with me, and you be careful down there, and we'll talk to you later, Eddie.
Thank you, Dale.
All righty. That was Eddie Sparks of Sparky's Guide Service down on Texoma. Give him a call, Meade, Oklahoma, 580-916-2122. So this is Dale York for Just Fish Outdoors saying, we'll catch you later.